Can everybody hear me okay? Welcome to Glens Falls. I'm Mike Vorgas. I'm the chairman of the Glens Falls Republican Committee, and it is my distinct pleasure and honor to announce Dan Stec as your next senator from the 45th District. Here they are. I'm looking here. Before Dan comes up, you need to see his parents, George and Elsie, and his son Peter. How about a round of applause? Now, I've known Dan through politics for a long time, but I knew Dan from a much earlier age. We grew up together. Dan's been like a brother to me. He was my son's godfather. I'm Peter's godfather. I was best man in Dan's wedding. I've had an up-close, first-hand ability to see Dan grow and mature as a politician. And I got to tell you, he is the most genuine candidate we have. He's the best example of what it means to be a political leader in this country, and I can't be prouder of him to have him be our next senator here representing the 45th. Here's Dan.
Thank you. Boys, is this a good night or what? I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. Thanks everyone for their help, their patience tonight. I know everyone's wanting to get on with the party, and I know I'm not the only party goer coming, but I can't tell you how excited I am to be your next state senator. All right. It's really humbling to say those words. I want to thank everyone that's here, everyone that carried petitions, worked the endorsements, volunteers, door to doors, my donors, the people that endorse me, the unions that endorse me, the groups that endorse me, my work, what I stand for, and what the work I want to do. This campaign was about our values, our North Country values, and electing someone that shares those values and that you would trust to defend them for you. And I'm glad that you've given me the chance to do exactly that. I wouldn't be here today without the love and support of many people. I want to thank my parents, my mom and my dad, for everything that they've done for me and my sister as we've grown up, the guidance that they've given me, the moral support, putting up with the stuff that candidates make families go through. I want to thank my son Peter. A lot's been taken from him this last year. It's been a long year, and I haven't always been there to be everything that I wanted to do as a father because the campaign took some priority, so I took a little time away from him, and I want to thank him for that. I want to thank my wife Hillary for 30 years, almost, a couple more months, 30 years of putting up with me as her husband and holding down the fort while I was running the road on this campaign, and certainly as a campaign volunteer as well. She was organizing a lot of events. I want to thank all the committees that supported me and endorsed me, the Republican, Conservative, and Independence parties. My fellow candidates, and I'll get to talk a minute about Elise Stefanik, but the people on the ballot with me, and especially Elise above me and Matt Simpson below me, I'm thrilled for their victories tonight. We're going to hear from them in a little bit, but they were wonderful to work with, great slate of candidates that we all shared the work, we shared the value, the win together. I have two surprise friends that are here tonight. They don't know that I'm going to call them out, but these are two new friends to me that really stepped up in a way that as a candidate you can never thank them enough. Malone Mayor Andrea Dumas, and thank you, Andrea, and Chris Kay. Chris Kay was a workhorse, and all us candidates know exactly who Chris is, and he did a lot of work. There's two special people on my team that I want to take a moment to thank. Will Backus, who's here tonight, he's hiding in the back of the room. He's our genius day-to-day campaign operator. Did all the mail that you guys love to get, that was him. And I want to thank my Chief of Staff, Deb Capizzuti. She's my Chief of Staff, my campaign treasurer, manager, my part-time shrink, driver, and photographer, but also my full-time ego check and friend. All right, with Betty Little announcing her retirement, I knew I wanted to run for Senate to represent our values and serve our communities. I'm fortunate. I consider Betty a strong friend of mine, a colleague, and a role model and a mentor. I acknowledge Senator Little recent diagnosis of breast cancer. And again, as a true leader that she is, fortunately, her prognosis is good. She's getting the treatment that she needed. She's in good health, and she's going to be fine. But again, as a leader, showing, leading forward about the importance of making sure you get that early diagnosis. Go see your doctor. Betty, on her way out the door politically, she's still working, still getting the job done. As for me, what comes next and what I want all the constituents of the 45th Senate District to know about me, I deeply love our country. I love our state, and I love our community. I believe in fairness, decency, and good manners. I believe in public service, hard work, doing the right thing to represent the people that you represent, and ensuring a better quality of life for everybody. Right now, that's more important than ever. We have a lot of work ahead of us in the months to come for getting our economy back on track to making our neighborhoods more safe and more affordable. I won't lie, it's not going to be easy. There's a lot of hard work, planning, dedication, and sacrifice that's going to come with that to get our region, our state where it needs to be. And I want to thank everyone in this room for trusting me to accomplish that. And I want us to make sure that we celebrate tonight. And that's all I'm going to say about my Senate run. But thank you, everybody. Now, I'm going to change hats a little bit and talk about our next guest speaker. It is my great privilege to be introducing our congressman, our current congresswoman, and our next congresswoman, Elise Stefanik. There she is. I met Elise 7 years ago when she was gearing up to run for Congress, and I was blown away like many of you were. She has it all, the intelligence, compassion, the drive to succeed, and the natural leadership ability that we all want in an elected official. I'm proud to say that I became the first state elected official to endorse her candidacy then, and I'm glad to say that she's been a great colleague and a great friend of mine. And after a long 2020 campaign year, tonight is a huge victory for Elise. And you know what? She's earned it. She's earned it. She's more than a rising star. She's a national rock star in the political world. But you wouldn't know that to talk to her, to visit with her. She's as down to earth as the girl next door. She's a rock star. She's one of the most intelligent people that any of us have ever met. But talking to her, you talk to her like you talk to your long-lost friend. She's there for us. She works hard for us. She cares about us. And that comes across to anyone that spends more than 10 minutes with her or more than 2 minutes reading a newspaper column. So Elise, we love you. God bless you, Elise. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik.
Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you to our next state senator, Dan Stec, who is going to do an incredible job. I am so overwhelmed, but what is important tonight is this is your congressional seat, the people's seat, and I am so proud to serve as the voice and the vote for the people of New York's 21st Congressional District. I know that every day that I do my job, I'm working on behalf of you, listening to your concerns, bringing your issues, and making sure that we have a seat at the highest level in Washington, D.C., whether that's working with the President of the United States or delivering results in the United States Congress. This has been the toughest race that I've ever run, and I wanted to thank you all for the overwhelming vote of support. We are going to sweep all 12 counties. I can't thank you enough. We know that this seat is not controlled by Hollywood, it's not controlled by Nancy Pelosi, it's controlled by the voters in this district. the small businesses that I visited, all of our local family farms, my work for seniors, our military families, and our veterans, you will have no greater advocate in Congress. I am going to continue putting my all 110%. This is the most humbling job of my life. When you think about putting your name on the ballot and asking people for their vote, that is one of the most humbling processes. Hearing people's concerns, and I really think it's a sacred trust, and I take that so seriously, and I couldn't be more grateful for the trust that you have given me. We have a lot of thanks to share tonight, and if you allow me, I'm going to run through and thank the incredible team and partners that we have worked with. So my campaign team, let's give them a big round of applause. We have incredible volunteers and staff. We have volunteers who are kids who are 5 years old making posters, and we have a 90-year-old volunteer who makes phone calls. Hundreds and hundreds of people. In our campaign, we reached out 2 million phone calls, 150,000 door knocks, 1 million texts, and that was to ensure that we could get my record and our record of results out to the voters in this district. My campaign team, I'm going to quickly list all of them because they have worked so incredibly hard. I want to thank Alex and Morgan and Spencer and Katie and Matt Gutman and Marshall and Mike and Tyler for their incredible work. But in addition to the campaign team, I wanted to thank my congressional staff because we really pride our office on being responsive to anyone that reaches out to us, on making sure that if you have an issue with the VA, if you have an issue with Social Security, if you have a good policy idea, that we have an open door policy in my office, and that's a testament to the amazing official staff we have in my congressional office and the caseworkers that are in this district in Glens Falls, Plattsburgh, and Watertown. So a big thank you to Patrick and Merrick and Maddie and Stephanie and Joe and Ben, Steve, James, Houston, Elizabeth, Mary Jo, Mary, and Jacob in Watertown, Jonathan and Aaron in Plattsburgh, Jake Taylor and Joshua in Glens Falls. Let's give them a big round of applause. Has been an unprecedented year for all families across this country, but also across the North Country. And I want to thank all of you, the small businesses, our healthcare workers, our doctors, our nurses, our hospital staff, our teachers, parents, seniors, our county's Office of the Public Aging, for all of the incredible work that you have done. We are proud to have some of the lowest positive COVID rates in the entire state. That's a testament to the hard work of this region. It's something we're very proud of. And we are safely reopening the economy and getting people back to work. Now, I wanted to, whether you voted for me or not, I know that it is important that I will always tirelessly work for you. And I also wanted to thank my fellow candidates. Dan Stec, another round of applause for Dan. I also wanted to take this opportunity to thank our amazing State Senator Betty Little. Betty sets the standard for leadership in this community. She is a role model to us all. We are grateful for Betty's incredible service. I also wanted to thank my good friends and fellow candidates, Matt Simpson. Matt, I know you're working hard. I think you're in good shape. We're pulling for you. And we feel really good about, oh, we won. Matt won. Matt won. And Rob Smith as well. Rob, who has worked so hard, and you see his signs everywhere. This has been a true team effort. And then last but not least, I wanted to thank my family, my husband Matt, who delivered so many signs. course, my dad, my mom, and my brother, Maddie, who I wouldn't be here were it not for them today. So I am so humbled. I am so grateful for your support. I will always put 110% effort into this job. As I said, this is the privilege of my lifetime to serve as your voice in the United States Congress. This is a big night for the American people. This is a big night for the North Country. This is going to be a big night for the President. And the people have spoken. Thank you very much. Thanks. Take this opportunity to introduce our next Assemblyman, Matt Simpson.
I am so happy to be here, and I want to thank each and every one of you for all of the support that you have shown me over the last 10 months or longer. It seems like a year. I want to introduce my wife, Judy. Without her, without my wife, I could not have done this. These were long days and a lot of encouragement from my campaign team, who I could not have done it without them either. Matt Mcdonald, where are you? There you go. Thank you. Donna Durway, she's out there somewhere. Dave Paletto, Chris Aiken, Rich, can't see you where you're at, but thank you. So I just learned a few moments ago, I received a call from my colleague, my opponent, who had let me know that she was going to concede to me. And I'm very grateful that she called me. She ran a strong campaign, and it kept me working harder. I have not looked backwards 1 minute on this campaign. It's been 10 months of solid knocking on doors, making calls, talking to people, listening to people, more importantly, listening to people and hearing what their concerns are. I learned so much. As an elected official, I spent a lot of time thinking that I know what the issues are, but you really don't know until you're standing on their front porch and listening to them, and listening to their struggles and what they face every day. And it aligns with a lot of struggles that I've faced as a business owner, as a family, as a father of 2 adult children, and seeing them leave this district, leave New York State for lack of employment. And we're going to change that. I'm going to work on that with Senator Steck and Congresswoman Stefanik. I've had a great relationship with these two, and I'm looking forward to over the next 2 years. We're going to make progress. We're going to win this thing. We are going to beat COVID, get it out of here, get our businesses running again, our families prospering, and I have all the thanks in the world for everything that you've done for me. Thank you.
We're calling an audible here. We wanted to make sure that we called it early enough so that we could get on the news. How do we do? Okay? Excellent. But there's another man in the room that I want to introduce. He's part of the Queensbury class of 1987 Mafia. Rob Smith, our next Warren County Court Judge. Rob, come on up.
Experience. I want to thank Congresswoman Stefanik for just your hospitality here tonight, for being out on the campaign trail with you. You've just been a true inspiration. Congrats to you. It's so well deserved. My buddy Dan, what can you say? Our next senator. Very thrilled for you. Matt Simpson, congrats. It's been a complete honor being on this slate here this year with all of these candidates. Highly respected members of our community, of our government, and I'm really thrilled. But the person that I need to thank the most is this beautiful woman. She is the only reason that I had the strength to do this. She's everything. We've been married for 27 years, and I'm just blessed to be able to spend every day with her. And my handsome boy, Colin, it's just been a remarkable experience. It hasn't. You know, judicial races are supposed to be run a certain way, and I'm really proud of the way that we ran our campaign. It wasn't easy at all times, but these two kept me in check. My campaign guy, similar to Dan's guy, Will the Thrill Backus, I don't know where he is, but thanks, Will, for all of your hard work. I greatly appreciate it. I want to thank the members of the Republican Committee for giving me the chance, for putting your faith in me. I told you I was going to bring this seat back, and I did. So thank you. I appreciate that. My treasurer, Kim, thank you. She's home. She had to get home to go to work, but Kim, thank you for all your hard work as well. This is one of the few times in my life where I'm actually kind of speechless, folks. It's surreal. It's surreal. I know, Elise, you're probably very used to standing up on stage with these blinding lights hitting in the face, but for us people that work here in the county court level, we don't get this kind of publicity very often. But I'm excited to become your next judge. Thank you for putting your trust in me. I'll work hard for you. I promise you that. And I'll be approachable as an elected official. So if you see me out on the street, you see me in the Hannaford, you see me in a local restaurant, don't be afraid to come up and say hi to me. Thank you, everybody, and God bless. I'll give you something. One more little thing, little tidbit. Sorry, Dan. 2020 I knew was going to be a great year for me, and I'll tell you why. 20 years ago, I lost my mom to cancer. My youngest boy turned 20 years old this year. So I knew, coming into this thing this year, that 2020 was going to be a great year because I knew that Mom was going to be looking down on me to make sure that we got pushed across this finish line. So, Mom, I love you. Dad, love you.
Starting to remind me of a certain senator I know. I'll tell you guys who later, but not you. All right, one more to complete the Warren County sweep. Queensbury Special Election Ward 4 Town Board Colonel Tim McNulty.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. One of my platforms, one of the things I talked about when I talked to the residents of Ward 4 was to find opportunities to keep our youth in the area, to stop the youth fight, and I committed to working with our state assemblymen, our state senator, and our congresswoman to identify ways to be able to keep them here, develop jobs, and I'm so happy to be the low guy on the totem pole, but to be able to get to work with this great stage. So thank you very much. I look forward to working with you all.
Let's have all the candidates come up here. We'll take a big photo. Thank you so much, New York 21 and Warren County.